Hey, welcome to the second episode of Crowd's Favor, our show where we pitch each other our Pantheon deck ideas and vote on which one deserves the crown. Maybe the deck has a sweet combo, unique interaction, or it's just a bona fide need. It is up to each contestant to sell us on their deck. However, in the end, only one deck will remain, the crowd's favorite. Really quickly, audio quality for me at the beginning of this episode isn't the best. Just know that it does improve just a little ways into it, so stick through it, you'll enjoy the episode, and let's begin. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. We've got Terry here from Trading Post, we've got Travis from Frostbind Gaming, and Audie from Lineage Break. How's everyone doing today?
Great. Super excited to be here. I'm ready to, kick these guys' butts and make a cooler deck than them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I feel like we've got some stiff competition here today. All right, so let's go ahead and take a moment, do some introductions so that everybody that is viewing this video kind of knows who each one of you are. Terry, would you like to start us off?
Yeah. So, hello, I'm Terry from the Trading Post. Super excited to be here on Murgle's channel today. Thank you for having me. If you guys want to see what I do, I shoot a ton of content for Pantheon specifically. We've kind of moved into that realm over on Team Trading Post. So if you'd like Pantheon content, definitely check us out there. Or you can find me on social media everywhere, TTP Terry, or if you want to find the Trading Post, which is, so a lot of people have asked me this, it is a card store we are opening in Michigan, in Novi, Michigan. August, we will be opening. Super excited. It's coming up quick. You can find us everywhere at the Trading Post on social media. So, and don't forget, if you guys need those sleeves, check out Endgame sleeves. Use TTP, 10% off. I'm just going to say that. It helps me out
There
a
you
little bit.
go. We'd love to see it.
a little shameless plug.
No shame. All right, Travis, Frostbind Gaming. Like to do a quick introduction?
How am I supposed to follow that? He's like offering codes and stuff. And I'm just like this small upcoming channel. But anyway, hi, I'm Travis. I'm from Frostbind Gaming. I'm kind of representing Dalton and Corey as well. They're also part of the group here and everything. But yeah, we're just kind of a slowly uprising type channel. I don't think we really got super serious until after Ascent Boston of last year. So I don't really have any cool codes to give out for anything, but
No, but you definitely have cool decks to offer. So if people are looking for innovative decks or evaluations, things of that nature,
yeah,
you've definitely got that covered in spades.
Yeah, the deep dives really took off on our channel. So if you guys are interested in like really hyper focused deep dives on certain things that might not necessarily be meta but might be interesting, we definitely have that. And then we just started doing Pantheon every other Tuesday for our Brawl Nights on our channel. Yep. So, and we do a podcast. We do the Looking Glass podcast on Thursdays. So, yeah.
Plenty of content. Very good. And we've got Joy Boy here as well from Lineage Break. How you doing, Audie?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah. My name is Adier, or Lineage Break Joy Boy. I am one of the hosts of the Lineage Break podcast, which happens Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST asterisk, with my co-hosts Steve and Sean and Lineage Break Mac. And I'm also a caster for Grand Archive. You'll see me often in the Serene Balance Production YouTube channel for the TCG NA Online League. And that's pretty much it. So, we have a Lineage Break YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe for that. Tune into the podcast. It's a lot of fun. We're kind of more laid back. You'll watch us for our personality.
Yeah.
Let's say. Not because we're all particularly great at the games.
The hot takes are great.
Yeah.
I love watching your guys' podcasts. I tune in. So it's funny. They do it on Tuesdays now. And we always try to wrap up by 8 because we know that they're going live at 8. So we try to make sure that we end our stuff by 8 so that they're... But I always love tuning in and watching you guys. And then I met you at Banish Zone Regionals.
Yeah.
And I've met Steve multiple times. And you guys are just a fun crowd to hang around.
Yeah, when I'm sort of like a newer edition. Obviously, Lineage Break has been along for a really long time since the game started. But I'm a bit of a newer edition. But yeah, we like to say that people watch us because of our interactions, not because you're coming here to like get like the best deck, like the deck tech or anything like that. So you'll have fun for sure while you watch us, but we might not give you the best advice.
I've been watching Lineage Break for 3 years now. So
Dude, thanks so much.
I've been around since the beginning. Love it. Big fan.
Oh, yeah. If you want sleeves, use code TTP on
Endgame.
What's the website? Endgame.
EndgameTCG.ca.
So, there you go. I got a code for you guys.
Wow.
Look at us, man.
The concept for today is that we've all got our own Pantheon decks that we brewed up. Some of them are probably pretty good. I'm looking at Travis over here as I think somebody's got something quite special. And then we've got people like myself who has built some, it's a heinous pile. But I think we've also got some things more kind of in between and fun things as well. So Terry, I think we'll have you start us off today, if you don't mind. If you're somebody like me who enjoys reading articles about your favorite trading card game, check out TCG Architect. And while you're there, be sure to check out their pages for tournament results and their deck builder as well. Thank you again to TCG Architect for sponsoring this video.
Welcome. I'm very excited to show my baby. This is Reanimator CL, and let's get it started, all right? So, disclaimer, this slideshow is an ADHD fever dream. You will lose brain cells by consuming this. You have been warned. Are you sure you guys want to continue?
Hell yeah.
I mean, you started by rolling the credits. That means it has to be good, right?
So here we go. We can't go back once I press this. Reanimator CL.
Oh my god.
King of the end game.
This is so good.
Oh no.
I love it.
So I hope you guys, this deck is my baby. As I said, it's something I've been working on a lot. Some people were lucky enough to see my first iteration of it when I was playing in LA at the first Pantheon event. But now I'm going to give you all the ins, the outs, the tips and tricks, everything about it. So let's get into it. What is Reanimator, right? It is graveyard recursion that equals crazy value. We get to play these crazy giant beaters and cheat them into play. You get way more value for the buck, right? And then on top of that, we get to just be this incredible late game recursive threat. We turn all game zones into resources. Anybody loves being able to use every single resource at their disposal, right? So we got graveyard, we turn them into omens, we get to use them again, right? CL is the king of getting into that situation. So something to remember. You remove my threat, you're so happy you passed the turn because you just dealt with my giant threat. I bring it back. That's how this game works. That's how Reanimator works, right? So why you played this? Why would you want to play this? I'll tell you why. This is why we play this. So we've got the Avengers Assemble, right? We've got Crawl. We get to play Terra bombs in a Umbra CL deck. We play Crawl, we play Argus, we play Artificer's Opus, and Bandersnatch is another honorable mention here, but we get to play these awesome, huge threats that can just take over a game single-handedly. And if you like to play big baddies, this deck is for you. You give infinite value. The deck scales forever. The later the game goes, the more powerful your deck gets, right? CL just does that better than anybody else. And then on top of that, we utilize a lot of people have seen different variations of CL, the toolbox CLs and the combo CLs. But this one is really built around punishing your opponent's interaction, creating a ton of chaos, and just slamming boss monsters and ending the game. And everybody loves doing that, right? So we've got CL Armstrong here. Why Lance Armstrong, right? I thought this was a GA presentation. That's what they'll ask. Because every day we cycle in this deck.
Oh, God.
So let me tell you guys a little bit about this, okay? We dig so deep in this deck. We see every card. We go through everything. So when I say that consistency is key in a singleton format, we have found a way to really dig and get the cards that we're looking for. It is very consistently being able to cheat out these giant threats as well as control the game state, right? My personal philosophy when it comes to sitting at the table and playing Pantheon, there's two things. I think that you should always have an aggressive deck at the table, but that has nothing to do with this. I think that playing politics in this game and playing the man is more important than playing the board state. But we still need to find those cards. So we're cycling, legit, really cycling. We play so many cards in this deck that draw and continuously cycle. It goes on 4 days. So haters are going to say, right? Haters are going to say that you'll lose before you do any of this. Oh, you have these giant threats. You have to establish these crazy situations with omens, everything else. But how do we survive, right? How do we get to our end game? How do we pull off these crazy, cool interactives, right? We do it like this. We get to play some of the strongest interaction in the game. We've got things like Blanche, right? That from all non-attacks. We get to utilize that. And the coolest thing about CL and utilizing our omens is that you get to use them more than once, right? So we're a singleton format that gets to reuse all of these cards whenever we need them. So we get Resolute Stance, Underfires, Crystallized Destiny, Incaps, Siphoning Fractals. We can have so much recover in this deck. But when all else fails, with all that interaction, all these defensive pieces, just blow up the board, right? Just get rid of it. Blow it up. We've got tons of Cleave. We've got Lava Storm. Just deal with that board. It's also very, very powerful when you have this kind of interaction in politics. And I think that it is very important to play the man with this deck. You have to make it through the early game. And CL's been there since the beginning of time. Since the Declaration of Independence was signed, there's two things that you can guarantee in life. It's taxes and that CL is going to get into the late game and beat you. And let me tell you, we do it in a couple different ways. In Pantheon, we have a special new called the Crowd's Favor. Pun intended, maybe not. But we utilize this to protect ourselves in the early game. A lot of times it's powerful to utilize this in the late game. And I think that the coolest thing about CL is that we get to use these early. And when every other deck has to save these, because if you use them early, they're gone. In CL, I can't tell you guys how many times I've been able to fast speed play to Shared Fervor when people don't expect it because it's an omen.
Yeah.
And people go, wait a second. Now I can't kill this guy. I have to kill everybody else, right? So utilizing that and really talking it out with your opponents, because you can really take care of one person very easily. So with the amount of cleave effects we have, the amount of recover and interactive spells we have, it's easy to kind of make it really hard for one person if we want to. So conclusion, final thoughts, right? On just the simple breakdown that is Reanimator CL. The final thoughts, what does Argus have to say? Reanimator CL is the best. And I mean, it's that easy.
Wow.
So let's talk about the list a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that is my presentation. Thank you.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the deck a little bit. I want to talk about a few different things that work really, really well for this deck specifically, and for a lot of decks if you guys are building them at home. Obviously, I build a lot of decks. I shoot a lot of Pantheon content. So this one is one of my favorites just because it is so political. And you really do play the field and then get into this late game situation. If you end up 1v1 against somebody because people just kind of let you be, you almost always win that.
Yeah.
So we want to get to that situation, right? We play Greater Boon of Luxera and Lesser Boon of Regret. Now, this is the bread and butter combo. This is my tech. This is what Dan, main deck Dan, and myself found out very early. If you're trying to create decks that really purr and just flow so incredibly well, this combination is so good. You can, if you don't find that Greater Boon of Luxera target, you can just regret everything away and dig pretty deep. So it's really nice. But then also, Regret is actually insane in the late game for level 3 decks because you can just get rid of all those dead cards in your hand and dig deeper to find what you're looking for, right? That is another reason CL can dig so deep and find those targets that we're looking for to end the game, right? We can still just do the CL thing. We can still, get into the late game with siphoning fractals and utilize all of our omens to pick away at our opponents or their board, have giant swings with Devastating Blow, with Grand Sonore, with things like that. But this deck is incredibly fun. It gets to play, if you like drawing cards and you like cycling through your deck and slamming giant threats while also defeating all of your opponents here first before you beat them on the table, this deck is for you and you should give it a try. And that is my TED Talk. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time.
This is the most complete Pantheon deck I think I've seen from anyone so far. Like people I've played with locally, people I've seen present decks. This is actually like this feels like a complete deck.
I'm ready.
You really are.
I think this deck could beat standard decks, guys. Not
I
really. I lied.
yeah.
I don't think it could.
No, I think it could.
It has a chance, but man, if you can use the boons, and
If you get the barrier, yeah.
If you get the barrier and the boons, there's a chance.
I want to say this is like the very first thing that came to my mind when Pantheon was announced, but like so much worse. Like not nearly as put together or as well thought out as this. I was just like thought to myself, well, CL gets to play cards twice.
Yeah.
And in a singleton format, that's just kind of good.
Turns out.
So, yeah. So I
one
built
thing
like
I should
a
add,
worse
like,
version.
I know you and I had talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I did this presentation, like a week ago or something, we talked a little bit about it. And something that I forgot to mention, because I didn't dive into individual cards a ton. I didn't want to. I could go through, as you guys tell, this deck is pretty thought out, so I could probably do an hour presentation if I really wanted to. And I did not want to do that. But two cards that I think we really should include that I did not talk about was Awaken Ombre, which is the thing that creates this entire archetype. This card is a 2-cost Action Guardian spell at slow speed that, as an additional cost to activate this card, pay X plus X. So you have to pay double to equal X, right? So put up to X target ally omens you have onto the field rested. For each ally put onto the field this way, wake up that ally if one of its non-norm elements matches one of your champion's elements. So this allows us to cheat in multiple allies. Usually I'm trying to bring in 2, sometimes 3, and a lot of the times I'm trying to do this with Grim Pastiche or with my level 2 lineage release so that I can do it at the end of one of my opponent's turns, which allows me to bring in okay, Crawl has Vigor and so does Argus. So those guys are fine. And then Bandersnatch wakes itself up, but Artificer's Opus sometimes. Argus, you might think, this is a little bit of confusion some people have had, that because it is exalted, that it counts as an element, but I technically do not have the exalted element. So you can't bring Argus back with this, and then it won't wake up right away. It has to wait till it uses its Vigor to wake up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is a little bit of a fun ruling interaction as a judge. Here you go. Something that you now know. I think that the card that is actually insane that hasn't really seen any play in Standard, so a lot of people didn't even know it existed, is Memento Mori, which is the 0-cost regalia that whenever an ally dies, you put a prize counter on it, and then banish it, draw 3 cards at slow speed if you have 6 or more prize counters on it. In Pantheon, this is actually insane.
Yeah.
So a lot of ways to get that procced pretty quickly in this deck.
I really like the spell word Scepter actually, because you need to have that card resolve, right? You gotta awaken your Ombres.
Yep. And if worse comes to worse, you can always play your ultimate with it, right? But that's boring, right? That's boring. We want to win in some really cool ways. Every now and then, sure, it's really cool to get the absolute off and do some crazy damage, but Awakened Ombre is definitely the way.
There's one card here that is standing out to me, and I really need to know your opinion on it because it's it doesn't seem like a Pantheon card to me personally, at least at first blush. Liminal Guide. How has that performed for you?
So I'm going to tell you guys right now. There is a package that you can play. I almost played Evercurrent Raider as well, because you guys will notice in my level 3 decks, or if you follow us on Team Trading Post and look at our deck lists, that I put in every fire deck that we build, I put a Spectre package in it. Because Ryle the Abyss is just that good when you get to +2 with it, right?
Yeah.
And in this deck particularly, I cycle so much Murgle that
Yeah.
that card is almost always put into the graveyard very easily. So Liminal Guide is very good in this deck particularly. Now, it might not be the best in every Fire level 3 deck, but because I utilize my graveyard and have so many ways to discard, and the reason we have that is because we don't want to get put in those situations where I have all of my bombs in my hand
Yeah.
and
yeah,
I have
yeah.
no way to get rid of them, right? That's
True.
that's why, like, I can't remember. I'm taking a look through this list. Originally, Solomon was in this list.
Oh.
And Solomon was in here for a big discard outlet, but also just for the absolute aura that you have when you slam a Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, in this deck, we get so much influence because of how our package is built. This deck, like I said, you have to play the politics early because all we're doing is cycling and drawing and getting a million cards in hand. And because of that, Solomon is a huge risk because when we play it, we usually will like -3 or 4. So I ended up cutting it from the list. As you can see, it's not on this list
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was very cool. It was definitely there to flex on people in Slam, but it unfortunately has been moved to the maybe board.
So,
What about the Jabberwocky?
I was just about to say, what about Jabberwock?
So I played Jabberwock originally, and it is a very cool card, and no one can deal with it, and it gets out of control. I found myself never wanting to target that card unless it was the only card I could, and so I ended up putting that into the maybe board as well. Originally, it was one of the main things I was targeting, and it's also a Spectre, so I could get rid of it right with Ryle, and that was a big reason why I had it. I think you can 100% play it. It was a personal choice I made to move it out for more interaction. And it was because my tables that I am playing Pantheon at are starting to get more and more like smooth, right? Everybody's decks are starting to get so much more intricate and powerful at doing what they want to do that I ended up being like, okay, this does not have enough as it hits. It does not affect the game enough. Whereas like Crawl, Argus, Bandersnatch, all of these guys, they are like absolute must answer threats because the amount of value and just the pressure that they give you instantly is so high. So, same with Artificer's Opus. People underestimate just how powerful that card is if it gets to wake up and do its thing. Crazy powerful. Do you guys have any other questions about my list?
Yeah, I have one. Have you tested Folded Shadows?
So that is one card that I had on the maybe board. I have not physically tested it. How does it work? How does it do?
So it's a little it works well until you awaken your hombres because obviously you have to have your big guys as omens before you awaken them, right?
Yeah.
So while they're in your omens, your omen count is so high.
It's crazy, yeah. It's
like
a million.
reaching the 33 like threshold is so easy, right? Even with something like Heavy Swing being 6, you know, I play the Jabberwocky. The Jabberwocky's 8, right?
Yep.
But like Argus is 10, so you get there really, really quickly, and your opponents have to have an answer. This does also put a bit of a target on you,
Yes.
which
That's
might
why I
not be
haven't
what
played
you
it.
want. Yeah. I was gonna say it might not be what you want since you're so heavily into the like politicking of the whole thing. Because you put out a Folded Shadow onto play, everyone is immediately like, well, we
That guy
have
needs
to
to
kill
die.
that thing, or else he will just definitively win the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe too much of a target being painted. So that's fair.
That is the only reason why I haven't played it. When I was originally building the deck, that card was like instant.
Sure.
But then I definitely took a step back and went, okay, if we don't get to the late game, then we just lose. And our early game is pretty weak. So we have to, if you guys get a chance, I played this deck on our channel, and there is no world where I should have won that game. And I politicked my way to the top of the freaking mountain, dude. These guys are like, oh my gosh, how is this dude still alive? It got to this point where they're like, I think Terry's going to win. And everyone's like, wait, no, there's no way. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I just chilled here. I just live here, bro.
You're like, I'm just a guy.
I'm
You're
just here so I don't
politicking
get
right
fined.
now.
He can't keep getting away.
I
with it.
know. He's not even playing the deck right now. He's politicking it.
I think he's reaching Merlin levels right now, where
Yeah.
like she can't keep getting away with this. Wow,
Yeah,
Terry
yeah.
can't. Like,
That's just the
Man.
way it is, man. Merkel, you were gonna say something. Did you
Yeah,
have another
yeah.
card?
Well, I had a question. So
Yeah, what's
Vegas, back alley,
Yes.
Pantheon, perhaps after hours. Are you bringing this?
Yes. I will 100% bring it if you would like to see it in
I
action.
definitely want to see
Oh
this.
yeah,
Yeah,
I want to play against it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring like 8 or 9 decks. So if you guys find
Ooh.
me, I will have
Okay.
quite a few that you can try if you want.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I know sometimes it's hard for like everybody knows that I've been around this game since literally the inception of this game, right? So I
Yeah.
have a pretty extensive collection of cards, and I'm lucky enough to be able to build a lot of decks to give a lot of people an opportunity to try to play the game. So
No. Awesome.
Yeah, that's great, man.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and move on. I think we've got Travis. We've got you coming up next.
yep. Here comes my wonderful, childish-looking.
Oh,
so cute.
Dude, I gotta say, I love the like spray paint style that your videos have.
the iconography
same.
is great that you
Same,
use.
Yeah, every time I see a thumbnail, I'm like, damn, that's just nice.
I'm gonna
So
have
I
to
do
hire
it all
you
with-
soon, bro.
What was that?
I'm gonna have to hire you soon. These look so cool.
Yeah.
I do it all through Canva. So like it all comes out really nice. Because I definitely do not have the skill to do all, like, what's funny is I used to be really, really good at drawing in high school and everything, but I have a diminishing eye disease. So I lost the ability to do so, and the main reason I can play Grand Archive is because I have the autism brain of being able to like memorize every single card after so long of like playing them. So it just works out. But yeah, like doing stuff like that, like Canva is so like easy to use. I love using it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you got to show for us.
All right, yeah, I'm excited to show this too. So, this is Sylvie favored by not friends, not animals, not anything else, but by everybody, because Sylvie, as we all know, as a character, just wants to be herself and do what she wants to do and be loved by everybody. I mean, she literally has a card called Sylvie Loved by All. So I figured what better way to show off Sylvie than to just kind of make a deck that will literally gain everybody's favor, including some beings that you might not think would be favorable to Sylvie. So let's go to. I call this the Dan plan, all right? But Dan loves Temporal Spectrometer, and Temporal Spectrometer in Pantheon is just absolutely... It's just straight gas, because nobody's messing with it, and it's just an easy way to get yourself leveled up to like level 2 or level 3 without having to lose really any influence. So I figured to get if I'm playing Temporal Spectrometer, then Sylvie will gain Dan's favor, which is like step 1 of the master plan here. Step 2 is Operation Divine Monopoly. So the idea here is that if you look at all the advanced element slimes that they have in the game, there are exactly 3 to be able to play one of each of the angels. Like in any kind of combination of either like there's 3 total of Umbra and Luxem. There's 3 total of Terra and Crux and Arcane and Astra and so on and so forth. I can literally play one of every angel in this deck, and that was kind of the idea. Is Sylvie wants to gain favor from the Divine, as well as Dan, as well as everybody at the table, and just be loved by absolutely everybody. Going on to step 3, we call this crowd work. Terry just explained the importance of having the crowd's favor. Well, Sylvie will definitely dominate the crowd's favor, because Sylvie plays a whole bunch of ways to get the crowd's favor. Sylvie just does her own thing and just kind of wants to chill out and be there, and probably won't gain the most attention from people at the table, and is just more than willing to help out and do favors for others to just gain the awe of the crowd and just kind of maintain that crowd's favor. So step 3 is to do the crowd work and to get yourself just kind of not have anyone that wants to hurt you pay attention to you, but has the crowd's favor to kind of keep herself as the favorite. Step 4, bring your friends. So Sylvie already had friends with a bunch of these slimes. And how are we going to find all these slimes that we want to bring? Well, we are playing the boon that lets you scavenge the top 10 for a slime that you might need in this certain spot. And the other idea is, why just bring a small amount of friends when you can bring all of your friends? So we're playing Convoking Slime, we're playing Fabricator Slime, we're playing Slime Swarm, and with the boon of Enki, any tokens that are created, you get to create an additional one. And then I believe because of the new ruling, they should come in with buff counters as well if they create a buff counter or anything. So, which I don't think any of these do, but just in the case that anything actually did, I believe Enki would copy that now. But every time you're making a copy of something for the first copy, it's going to make an additional copy. So you're just going to go extremely wide, extremely fast. Which brings us to the last step of our plan, which is party time. So when you're bringing in all of these slimes, you have ways to give them all buff counters, and you just have a huge board of baby slimes and fabricator slimes and everything, and you just kind of party because you're basically about to win because you're about to wipe the board with 1 billion slimes. And here's the finalized list of everything. Sorry if it's a little bit of a mess. I kind of manually put all these things in there. The idea is just to play your basic slime Sylvie, and then you have the angel package, which will allow you to play any of the angels. You might not be able to get all of them out. You might be able to get to play like 1 or 2 of them, depending on, which advanced element slimes you have in hand. But that was kind of the idea of it, is just Sylvie getting basically favored by everybody and having a big party, wiping everybody out at the end.
I love it. Gosh, so you get huge brownie points. So bad Photoshop gets Audie happy. Cute stuff gets me happy. So I'm going to tell you, the cuter, the better. And anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Tamer fan. Like, Guoja's my favorite champ, and Sylvie is like right there with her. So love slimes. I love the idea. You did a great job. I love this presentation.
Thank you. Yeah, the idea was like Sylvie's kind of like this. She seems very childish and everything, so I tried to make it look as much like Cran basically as possible, that she was kind of drawing out this master plan of how to make everybody favor and love her at the end of the day. So that was kind of the whole concept.
It does feel like someone like sketching out like plan, like here's step 1, here's step 2. Like I get that vibe for sure.
So, unfortunately for you, though, because it seems like you want to fly under the radar a little bit, Neatful from Team Ordinary Bear, I've been playing Grand Archive with him since the beginning of the game.
That guy.
And I have seen so many iterations of Sylvie, and I lose to most of them. So, this looks like a huge threat. In fact, I would love to see you and Terry at the same table together with his CL deck, because I feel like this could push Terry over pretty well.
So funny story is I actually had time to put this deck together and test it at our locals, and we have a lot of the main deck guys. Like we have Corbin, Logan, Justin, like all those guys at our locals, and we were playing in a pod with Corbin and Logan, and I was playing this just to test it out for the whole segment here. And it actually worked really well. And then the other night on Brawl Night, my son, he kind of fills in as our 4th just to kind of round out the table. Even though he's not really super big on playing, he still comes and plays with us, which is nice. But he was playing this, and it really does kind of fly under the radar. And then if you leave it alone for too long, it gets out of hand really fast.
Let me ask you about the Angels. How do the Angels play? Do they seem like they're pretty consistent, or are they kind of like a it's like an achievement to actually get them to pop off.
So it was kind of a meme at first, and then so when I was looking at the slimes, I had quickly realized that if you look at all the advanced element slimes, there are exactly 3 per angel, basically. And there's going to be moments where you're going to have those elements and be able to actually utilize that angel's ability, which it's kind of just a funny thing. But in the case that you don't get to, you can thin out the deck with the I can't remember what the name of the card is, but it's the one that lets you get rid of all the angels out of the deck, basically.
Yes, like Seraphic something.
Yeah, that one. So we play a copy of that, and then of course we play angelic channeling in there as well. So there's more than one way to kind of deal with things.
Yeah.
But it started out as kind of a meme, and it just kind of was like, oh well, this could actually work.
Yeah, I love that temporal spectrometer is such a main deck Dan thing now. Everybody just associates it with them.
Yep.
And I love that.
I'm just now realizing just how many slimes are in this game.
Oh, there's
I
so
think
many.
there's over 40.
That's so many.
Yeah, I love playing slimes. I have a slime deck that I play. It's one of my favorites. Really, really cool. One thing for our viewers that are watching that may have been confused or not when we were talking about all the different tokens is Greater Boon of Anki. So it will copy any token that you make that it costs 1 or less. So it'll always make, obviously, the baby. You get to make so many baby slimes. It's so good. But if you were trying to make another convoking slime or something like that, obviously it wouldn't work there. But when it comes to making a party of baby slimes, this card gets out of control so fast.
Yeah, I probably should have explained that a little bit better. So yeah, the convoking slime will not trigger that. But yeah, like Terry just said, the fabricator slime makes baby slimes, and then so does the one card that that spits out baby slimes basically. But every turn, fabricator can make another baby slime, which will make a second one.
I love slimes as a concept, but I don't love slime Sylvie very much. Although it is the thing that got me into this game, if you would believe it. My friend and local Richie I invited him over to my house to just chill, hang out, and he's actually one of the card games that I play is having a really big tournament. Can I go over and we can just watch it? And I was like, you know what? Sure. I'm down to chill. And so, we're watching the game and he's telling me about it and it sounds really interesting. And he's like, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a try. What do you think I should build? And he's like, well, Sylvie is getting a recollection where she plays a bunch of slimes. And I was like, well, I gotta say, I love me some slimes. So slimes as a concept is what got me into this game initially. So it's nice to see a deck that just has so many of them. Yeah, that's a good one.
Literally, when they said that there was going to be enough slimes that you could do a full Pantheon deck, I decided to push that to the limit and see, and I basically just added in the angels, and the deck kind of came together. So, because all the angels are just really good support pieces for the deck, and then, you add in the couple of guides and whatnot, and just a few tech cards, and you got it.
What I like about slimes is you get to have your cake and you get to eat it too. So you get to do the fun interactions, the on-enter abilities, but they come with a body that swings and and does damage and gets the game over with. So, while I like to build a bunch of bullshit that doesn't really lead to a conclusion, this just has the conclusion baked in.
Yep. The other thing to point out just real quick is that like I said with the crowd's favorite thing, I think there's 4 ways in the deck to get crowd's favor. It even plays Ovation Guide as just which is a really good bargaining tool for somebody. If you really are in that position where somebody's bullying you, why not offer a free level up to them? Or if someone else is getting bullied that can help you out later on, give them the level up and let them help you out later. Mm-hmm. So, as Terry was saying before, politics in this game.
It's huge. It's so important.
That was awesome. I need to up my presentation game tremendously.
Don't even. Dude, don't even.
This is,
me too.
I am not looking forward to this. I thought Valkyrie was just like off the rails. Like, what the hell's this?
When I was asked to do a presentation, my brain immediately was like triggered back to like high school, where they're like, "Hey, you got to make a presentation about this." So my presentation just looks like a kid in high school that's like has maybe 2 minutes of experience with PowerPoint. It's like it's not gonna be good.
Like I told, like Murgle, I was telling you, like it was when I was saying it in the chat that like I felt like I could maybe not beat Valkyries, but be really close to it. Like I felt confident there, but I cannot speak more volumes about Canva than anything. It is such a great program. It really is.
That's what I use for all my thumbnails. Is Canva? Yeah.
Yep.
Great tool. All right, Mr. Joy Boy, I think you're up next.
All right.
I hear the drums of liberation, man.
Yes, sir. They're coming.
I hear them.
This is my peak.
Oh, you guys knew that you were gonna play the man with all these tamers against me, bro. That's crazy.
All right. So let's get it started here. So, welcome everyone to Groja's Aquarium. This is a water Genbu Pantheon deck made by me, yours truly, Lineage Break Joy Boy. There is a small disclaimer before we get into the rest of this. You might see it in very, very small print here. It's the fine writing. Always read your fine writing. It says, disclaimer, I am not responsible if your friends hate you if you play this game or this deck. So I want to get that out of the way quickly. I just want to mention, if your friends don't like you anymore, I legally you cannot sue me.
You're speaking my language already.
Okay, great. So let's start. What are we doing? First, welcome to the Boondocks. What are we trying to do? So we are going for a greater boon of Kanaloa, and in order to do that, we need our enabler, the lesser boon of Kanaloa, and the payoff, the greater boon of Kanaloa. So the big thing is the greater boon of Kanaloa makes it so that at the beginning of your end phase, you recover 2, so you get to stay healthy, and then all of your water element allies, you get +1/+1, intercept, and vigor. So you get to keep your board, you get to attack with all your board, they get buffed, and then at the end phase, they all stand up and form a bit of a wall and an army for you. Okay? So, that's the game plan. How will we achieve the game plan? First, we got to talk about our CEO, Miss Groja herself. We're playing the full lineage because you have to. Fortuitous Spirit of Water because there are some cards in here that we absolutely need to see. One thing about this deck is that we need to see specific cards because our greater boon of Kanaloa cost a lot of resources. So we get to discount it by every graveyard that has at least 4 cards in it gets discounted by 4 for every graveyard that has at least 8 cards in it. So a deck that maybe uses their graveyard a lot or banishes their graveyard a lot can really mess up our game plan. So there are some cards that we need to see, which is why we run our Fortuitous Spirit of Water. Next, we have our millions of cards in the grave. This is how we are going to get our game plan rolling. We need Genbu, obviously. Genbu will guarantee that at the very least, 1 card will hit the grave from every opponent during my recollection. I would like to say again, this is a mill deck in a singleton format. People are not gonna like you, but you'll have a lot of fun. We have Fractal of Rain. This is another way that we can flip our Genbu over. He is part of our game plan. And if your opponent tries to maybe interact with your game plan, we have some other cards to help. Those being Hidden Enclave. This is a card that isn't really played very often, but
in combination with cards like Fractal of Rain and Gembu, will mill your opponent at their recollection. So they'll get milled during my recollection and their own recollection. We need cards in all graveyards. On that same note, we have Delusional Vapors. This is in case someone particularly is trying to mess up your game plan. You can get to 8 cards immediately. You play this one card, they have nothing they can do against it. You can flip your boon over. And then we have a staple mill card, our Tidestone Vobine, which notably says target player. So you can target other people with your game plan. We really, really need 8 cards in every yard so that we can flip our boon over. Next, look at all those fishes. First, we need to... What is our payoff? Why are we even trying to use our Greater Boon of Kanaloa? Well, that's because we have some great allies to go along with it. A lot of the diamond cards have retort, so because they have vigor at the end phase, they will wake up, and if your opponents try to clear them, at the very least, your diamonds will get to retort for a lot. We have cards like Avatar of Gembu, which gets pretty big as well. We have Artist, which will let you do a lot of your Deluge stuff better. Ju Ying is just a great card overall, and especially because we have a lot of unique human allies, like Artist, like Avatar of Gembu, which is a human. And then we have the biggest ally probably outside of Genbu, the Lakeside Serpent, which gets +1 for every water card in your graveyard. Now, you might be thinking, Joy Boy, this card has Pride 6. How do we use this card? Let me explain. Do not feed the fishes. These cards are all about buffing our allies, so they get huge. But importantly, Sun Quan makes it so that any ally with a buff counter, as long as you are level 2, will lose pride. So this is how we get to swing with our Lakeside Serpent. These cards are just to buff our stuff up. Some of them are floating memory as well, so we're okay with milling them if we do. So these are just to make our allies, our fish, if you will, very, very big and near uncontestable. Okay? We'll move on. How is my lighting? Of course, we are playing Goja, and we can get to level 3. Once we are level 3, these are cards that are gonna sort of help our game plan after we have flipped over our boon, and we have some allies on the board. Notably, because we are playing so many allies, our influence is gonna go down pretty heavily. The way we mitigate that is by Incandescent Reliquary. This card is broken. So we get to recruit our influence because we're going to be spitting out a lot of allies. A lot of the way we can do that is Illuminating Charge. This card just lets you put allies on the board without paying for their cost. It's great. And then we can use our other cards like Glow Forth and Light the Hunt to buff them up even more. Auspicious Manifestation is a great card. It's Goja's ultimate. It's very, very strong. And then in the corner here, we have Excalibur because that card is also broken.
Yeah, what's that doing over
You
there?
have to, well, you have to play that card. You can't not play this card, but it isn't like a game plan card. So I put it in the side here because you have to play it, but it's not an enabler.
Is that why it's smaller and just hidden?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
That's
haven't
why
even
it's off to the side.
We're not even playing a game, and you said Kanaloa, and I already wanted to get you off the table. So, and now you're showing me Excalibur. So
That's why I gave the disclaimer in the beginning of the thing. Okay. Moving on. This is Pantheon. So we have to do the things that Pantheon does. We need Animal Encounter. This is a Pantheon-specific card that says put a buff counter on an ally you control and an ally you don't control. If you do, you gain the crowd's favor. This will help us not get targeted as much because you are a mill player. You will get targeted. So we have to negate that by a little bit if we can. We have cards like Buoyant Drift card and Equinox Hour. This Equinox Hour is for politicking. We need not to die. So you can offer somebody a free materialization to maybe get some heat off of you, you know? You're trying to get them to come through your aquarium. So you give them a little present, they stop at the gift shop, they get a free materialization here. Sanctified Paladin, this card is just so broken. So this card has to be included because we're playing Pantheon. This card is giga broken in Pantheon, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a surprise to nobody. This is how we, if in a perfect world, we get to assemble Exodia. Sun Quan, like I said before, is how we get to swing with our Lakeside Serpent, which ideally you cheat it out with. Actually, you can't cheat it out with Illuminating Charge because that only targets animals. So you have to play this card out. But if you put it on a buff counter, then you get Pride removed, and then you can swing for 1 trillion. Also, Gembu, obviously a really good card, in conjunction with Resonating Fugue. This is classic Gembu stuff. Not to the surprise of nobody, these cards need to be included in the deck. It's how you win the game if you actually survive long enough to where your opponents don't kill you on turn 2. Thank you for visiting the aquarium today. I will now field questions from the group as your tour guide. Here is our list.
How is turning Gembu into a 4/10 with vigor not a war crime?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you. I don't have an answer for you. One of the things that I want to point out is this is something that I decided to do just for fun, which is Primal Whip, which on attack gives something that is a non-human +1. So you get to buff up your allies even more for at least 1. We have a bunch of cards like Capson Coda. We have really big allies in the grave, ideally. And there's a plethora of like just generic good water cards, right? We have Liquidation,
I see
cards
the
like
Selkie.
Lost in Thought. Silky is actually great because, you know, we get to level up for free if we have Gembu flipped over. And so whenever somebody tries to clear your allies, they have the threat of your Silky being on board and waking up in the end phase and having intercept. So you want to build your massive aquarium of untouchable allies if you can survive. Asterisk.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, first one. You said on one of your slides towards the beginning, look at all these fishes. Was that a reference to look at all those chickens?
Yeah, correct. Yes, it is. It is, in fact, the reference to look at all these chickens. Yes.
All right. Okay, my second question real quick.
Yes.
Okay, Mistbound Cutthroat. This may be a question more for Terry. Whenever you first read that card, did your magic brain tingle and you were just
Oh
like,
my god.
oh my god,
Break that card
Yeah,
forever.
this card's nuts. How could it not be good?
How can Dredge not be real?
Yeah.
No, I was like, this card seems so good. Especially when they started to print. There's like an Umbra card that does a similar thing. And we were like, oh, Graveyard Recursion. It's so broken in other card games. Let's do it.
The first singles I bought for Grand Archive was a playset of Mistbound Cutthroat.
Yes, I love that. Turns out, not very good.
No, not at all.
Turns out.
But in Pantheon, every card is good in Pantheon.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fair. Every card. If this, okay, now hear me out.
Yeah.
If Mistbound Cutthroat did not come in rusted,
Right, yeah.
this card would actually be kind of wild.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure, yeah. But at the very least, we got to wake it up in our end phase with Kanaloa in this game.
Yep.
In this deck, right?
Super
so we get
cool.
to, if they try to clear it, we get to at least get some value off of it.
I
This
can't
is-
see it in here. Are you playing the I'm looking for it. The one domain that if you have so many water cards in your discard, it buffs like the health of your allies.
Yeah, so it's right here. It's called the name is in like French or something. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Oh, I see it.
Planner
Okay.
or something.
Oh, the
Yeah, that card
Flage.
is there. It also mills 2 on enter, so like it just also goes with our game
Yep.
plan. Buffs the health of our allies, right? Our allies need to protect us because you are gonna be so targeted in this deck.
So Equinox Hour, that is a card
Yeah.
so far that I have not seen get played that didn't have just biting everybody else in the butt whenever they targeted somebody and the other person got to materialize.
Yeah.
How does everybody feel about that card? I feel like it's playing with fire.
It's such a strong politics card, though.
It is,
Oh
I
yeah,
feel-
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good to be like, hey man, I please don't target me. I will give you a free materialization. Or something that we do in Lineage Break is we both materialize it. Like you build a friend within the game. They also have Equinox Hour,
Yep.
and then you guys both materialize it. You crack it on each other.
Collusion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the
Always.
name of the game.
I love
That's the name of the game. You gotta politic. You gotta have someone on your side to make sure that you
Yep.
you live long enough.
I
Or you
love
can-
the precons when everybody has it, and you just go,
Right.
"Hey, do we want to make the agreement right now, everybody? Equinox
Yeah,
Hour,"
yeah, yep,
and we go around in a circle, and everybody gets to draw an extra card, increasing
yeah,
danger
exactly.
Or you could be like my son, who's just chaotic neutral, and I use the boon that lets you put up to 4 Regalia back in their owner's Regalia deck and everything. So I gave him back Equinox Hour, saying that you should use this for me. And this was in our Brawl Night on Tuesday. And he goes ahead and gives it to somebody else.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the betrayal.
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing I want to point out is that this deck does really lose to something like Null Lantern, but it's Pantheon, so you don't see that too much. But we do have some ways to clear it. That being Unbroken Mustang, obviously. Excalibur is really good against it. And I didn't get to include it in here because I totally forgot. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's not in here because it doesn't work either way. But Lake Weaving Chill does remove the abilities of other stuff. I didn't include it in here because it doesn't actually remove the abilities of Null Lantern because of layers. Once again, thank you,
Yep.
Leaves of the Shore,
Yep.
for that.
When are we
So it's
fixing
not
this?
in this list. It's not in this list because it doesn't actually remove Null Lantern. The other way that you can remove Null Lantern is like Fracturize plus Expel the Departed, but
Or-
because it's
or
a singleton. Yeah, or Excalibur, yeah. But because it's a singleton format, you don't really want to rely on a 2-card combo because you probably just won't see both those cards. So, and if you get No Lantern and you mill your Broken Mustang and your Excalibur, you scoop and you go next.
Yeah, there's not a lot of that being played. Equinox Hour, though, it's kind of a sneaky one because I love cards like that in this format, like the Bauble of Abundance and
Right.
Equinox Hour. It was in my CL list, but unfortunately, material decks are so tight in Pantheon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's tough to make room.
Yep. Yeah, I already lose a spot with having to run Genbu as part of the game plan. Which I'm not like complaining. Genbu is really great, but
Yeah, don't
it,
complain
it
about
does.
my boy.
I do start the game with 11 slots instead of 12.
You know what a really fun card is right now that's like it's helpful to the board except for maybe one person is Devious Welcome. It lets everybody gets to draw one and then target player goes under the effect, and if the effect goes off, they have to discard 2 cards.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a card like that would get me killed even faster though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't want an even bigger target on my back.
Do you play a decent amount of floating in this deck? I didn't count. I didn't go through it, but
I don't have an exact count, but we do have a lot of it. Yeah, we have like almost every good float card that exists
nice.
in water.
So we could play Teardrop Diadem if we wanted to.
that is for sure true. Yep, we could play that.
Cool. I like it.
You could probably like teardrop item could probably go in instead of the primal whip. I
But
just
it's
feel
not
like
as
primal
cool.
whip is a primal whip is kind of like when are you ever gonna play primal whip, right? If you're gonna if you're gonna do it, it's probably gonna be in Pantheon, right? So, but yeah, there you go.
Very cool. Very cool. Give Bath, I especially love. That was the name of my team for 3v3 at the First Worlds. So,
nice. If you guys are familiar with Rye, very powerful deck. I had I got to do a materialize an Arcanist Prism and take a turn in my recollection, go to my turn, take my entire turn, play Reckless Conversion, take another turn, and kill all 3 opponents in 1 turn.
Jesus.
It was
Mamma
it was
mia.
pretty dope.
So, Terry, one of
Yeah.
my locals, I play him at least twice a week because I'm fortunate where I love to have a lot of locals. At least twice a week, I have to play against Hyoka.
Oh,
And he has
My
not built a Pantheon deck yet, but I know it's coming.
it's
So
gonna happen.
this is me saying, don't help him. Don't encourage him.
I will be the first one to say right now, if you created a tier list of like the most competitive Pantheon decks, Rise S tier.
Oh,
Rise
yeah.
at the top.
Oh yeah.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. If you play against a Rye player, kill them. Don't feel bad because they will absolutely win the game. if
Oh,
you let
yeah.
them.
Awesome. Great job, Joe Boy. I think this is really cool.
Thank you.
Definitely a deck that will get you hated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks miserable. You have to
Unfortunately,
savor. You have to want to savor your Grand Arc.
Next to Rye and
Yeah.
S tier is literally Kanaloa.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
They are the strongest combo.
It's really good.
Yeah, those boons are insane. If you haven't
Yeah.
played against them yet, do it
as
one
soon
time.
as
Yeah. Learn your lesson.
Yeah.
I'm unfortunately a mill player, and so as soon as Kanaloa got teased, I got spam pinged. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! And I was like, oh, it's my time.
Dude, that's crazy. You just started playing trading card games a couple years ago and you're already on the mill train. Like,
Well, okay, so
That's
hear me
miserable,
out. Hear me
bro.
out. Okay, I would like to plead my case just a little bit, if I can.
go right
No.
ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I like mill as a sort of end game, all for one win condition.
Yeah.
Right? In Magic, mill, from what I understand, mill is kind of like a mill a little bit until they like mill their whole deck, right?
Yeah, must.
I don't really
For the most part, yeah.
Sure. So you can't do that in Grand Archive because floating memory is a thing, and so you run the risk of getting them a lot of value. So I like things like Nico, where you have to land a big attack and get them to a point where they mill their whole deck, and then, but they also can interact with my attack, which makes it a little bit more fair. This one is a little bit less fair because it's so uninteractable. But Fractal of Polar Depths, usually when you crack Fractal of Polar Depths, it's to like kill them, win the game.
Yeah.
I like Mill when it's used to sort of like in one swing end the game as a win condition, not just like I'm doing this just to annoy you over the course of the game.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I realize the irony in the Pantheon deck that I've built, but in standard at the very least, I like it as a win condition, not just like as an annoying game plan where you like mill, you get to lose all your good cards, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's my case.
No.
Take it if you will.
Oh, standard all
I'll
day.
have to
don't
show you my
sell it.
Malice deck.
You-
I'll have to show you my Mill Alice deck. Like I have it so close to being something really good, and it's just a touch too slow.
Perfect. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So, welcome to my Lorraine deck. You've seen some
I'm
what I would
disappointed in you.
call ambitious decks today. I think some people are kind of shooting for the stars here. And unfortunately, I want to bring everybody back down to reality with some good old fashioned fire warrior antics. With a twist, because we do have one character in this game who has just been stepped on over and over. He just can't get his time in the sun. That's right.
Yes.
Welcome to my Allen deck.
Gosh.
It's time for everybody to pay the piper. We're going Alan with this, and let me show you how we're doing it.
How do
Big
we all do
swings.
tamer decks?
Yeah. Big swing, big animals. We're not waiting around for people to reanimate things. Ginbu can get We're not going there. We're not sitting there for an hour and a half. I'm sorry, Adi. I'm not doing it. Not when I'm at the table. So
Oh no.
let's go ahead and talk about how we're doing this. We're playing Lorraine for level 1, and we're going into Alan. And we're playing a lesser boon to go right back into warrior because we want to pick up some swords along the way. We want to use some warrior cards for float. And we need this to keep it smooth because any interruption is going to slow us down in our game plan of just getting this game over with. So don't worry, even when we go to Alan, we're still going to get warrior back. On top of this, there really is just not a greater boon that I felt really did the deck any favors beyond just, preventing some damage. So we're doing just that with our greater boon of Pravati. And just so we're clear here, this is the lineage. And I will say here, the pick them up now while they're cheap. If you play this deck, if I see anyone playing this deck and they don't have the CSR Alan, I'm sorry, you're doing it wrong. So go ahead and scoop it up now. This is the star of the show is Alan. We need him to look his best, right? And let's kind of continue with the material deck here. So we're playing the Looking Glass because we're doing some Lorraine things. We're trying to put some pressure on. Inert Sword, sometimes you just don't, in a situation where you can get Inert Sword out. So you do have your Sword of Seeking just in case you need it here. And ultimately, whenever we're talking about getting swords out, Sword Saint's Vow is really kind of where we're wanting to end up so we can really get the damage going with our opponents. Now, as you're probably thinking too, there's kind of two sides to the coin here with our material deck. We have our warrior side and we have our tamer side. So over on the tamer side, we have Beast Bond Ears, because we are going to need to get to level 3, just in a creative way. And Beast Soul Visage, because frankly, I just love this card. And I love that it pushes the issue so well. So we've got that in here as well. And because we're doing aggro things, let's just put some baubles in there as well, for good measure. All right. Pantheon is great. And it's even better when the games finish within a reasonable time. So some of these are classics. Some of these are things that are quite powerful, but just don't see a lot of play in standard. But we have our combination of things like Arthur and Red Hair, Inferno Slime. Travis, you probably know this card quite well now. This card is sick in Pantheon. I love it so much. And Fiery Swing is just one of those cards that just deals so much damage and it just keeps things moving, right? So go ahead and get those interceptors out because I'm coming. All right, so why are we doing the Looking Glass? I think it is frankly a little ambitious, but we've got some really powerful cards if we can find them. So Cheshire Cat, Unmake Duality, Reckoning's Wake is an incredibly good card in a deck like this that is kind of trying to do two things at once, and we need to find a way to smooth that out without interrupting our game plan. And I think it really is quite worth playing here. And then let's talk a little bit about Sword Saint's Vow, because I don't think it's a card that people see very often. So it's a one cost Regalia weapon for warrior. It's a sword, and it gets +1 attack for each durability counter on it. And whenever you activate a craft card or craft action card, put 2 durability counters on it. And, whenever inevitably you hit with it, you remove one of those durability counters just for the sake of the on hit. So we do have some craft cards here like Cell Forging, a card that hasn't seen a ton of play, but is quite cool in a format like Pantheon. Sun-Chi is a great card. I don't know how often you guys have ever played against this dude. I see it a lot, and there's a guy here in my local scene that only ever plays level 2 Lorraine as a water ally deck. So I see this card nearly every week, and I have basically since HVN came out. So I see this card all the time, and this is now my opportunity to finally play it as somebody who just never plays Warrior. So I've got that in here, and then Temper and Flames is it's a sick card whenever you're playing things like Sword Saint's Vow. And of course, we've got to continue this because Sword Saint's Vow does need a lot of massaging. It can't really quite do it on its own. Tempered Steel's a classic, Honed by Fire. And then Arsenal Keeper is a sick card that I think most people probably have forgotten about ever since MRC came out. But 3 cost, 2/2 ally, class bonus on enter. You may have it deal 2 damage to your champion. And if you do, simply put a durability counter on your weapon. So nice little easy way to pick up an additional durability counter for your sword. And just like we were talking about earlier with Frostbind Gaming Stack, it is nice whenever you've got something that helps your game plan and has some damage, a body that comes with it. So here's my version of that. So what's the dog doing? So we're doing warrior stuff, obviously, but where the hell's the tamer stuff? Well, tamer stuff is really kind of continuing what we're looking to do with warrior. We're pushing damage. We're trying to push the issue. We've got things like Bestial Frenzy. Young Beast Bonder is a classic that I imagine people remember from the early days of the game. I've always wanted to use the Embertail art from SP1, and here's finally my time to finally get to pull it out and use it. So I had to include it. And then we have our Beastmaster and Dokwa here as well, which is just an incredibly annoying card. So I'm really excited to finally use it. Yeah.
I hate this card so much.
Oh, I bet you do.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate this card.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
She's really shining in Pantheon. She's such a cool
Oh
card.
yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting in Pantheon. All right, so obviously I've kind of talked about how I'm pushing the issue, how I'm pushing damage, but we can't just push damage the whole time. We do have to get there. And there's going to be opponents along the way that do try and put up a fight. So just like for everyone else, I fully understand the power of the crowd's favor. I think that's something that as soon as you start playing Pantheon, you really start to understand how good having that is. So the altruistic blacksmith and animal encounter are in this deck. Another beginning, I think, is just a sick card, and there's always something to get with it in this deck, so I'm playing that as well. Sanctified Paladin, again, is a great card, and earlier we were talking about some of these cards that are synonymous with Dan. I think Razorland is kind of there too, because he was one of the first people I saw that were really pushing this card for how good it is, and I think I had overlooked it as well. Until I started sitting down and saw how many Tonaris decks I just run into every time I play this game. There's so much Tonaris in Pantheon, and I always want Razorland against it. So I've got that in here as well. All right, so good cards to play. We've got a few more of them. Siege Mauler, Banner Knight. Who doesn't love a good Banner Knight? Flame Wreath Call is a fantastic ways to clear a couple allies off the board. It's great that it doesn't have to choose an opponent or choose a particular player's allies. You can pick and choose across the whole board. I love Flagrant Guide. I play a decent amount of Pony Toss, Vanitas. This has become an immediate include for me. I think this card is so sick. So I had to include it just in case I can get it in my opener. Verucan Acolyte as well is just a tremendously good card. And since we're playing things like Beast Bondiers, we can actually get to level 3 quite easily. And we can go ahead and get the additional 3 damage for the card as well. And, well, I think it's pretty clear that this deck is quite straightforward with what I'm doing. And as you probably look at the full deck list here, that's probably really, I think, emphasizing that this is to the point. I'm not doing fancy things here. I have other decks for fancy things. Sometimes you just want to sit down and you want to push the issue, you want to get the game over with, and that's what I'm looking to achieve here. So there you go. Alan's back. Well, I don't know if he was ever here, but he's here now, and he's got some mean attacks with him. So that's my deck.
I still don't know how, without any kind of collaboration whatsoever, we landed on 3 different Tamer decks tonight.
I'm just now realizing that Flagrant Guide essentially says level up at the cost of your Pantheon barrier, which is kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
It's like
and you don't pay for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get to go, hey, this is pretty cool. Watch
Exactly.
this.
Yeah. Somebody did it to me a couple weeks ago, and I realized how crazy it was, so I had to include it here.
It's so good.
Sorry, real quick. we have to have a conversation, me and you, Murgle.
Go right ahead.
Can I implore you to remove Brackish Ludus from this damn list, please?
Absolutely not. Why? The card's so good.
Yo, read it. You can grab that with Alan.
Exactly.
It's a melody or whatever.
It is,
It's a
yeah.
melody ally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not good in this deck. It's obviously good in this deck.
If there was
I don't
ever a
wanna
deck
play
for it,
against it.
I think it's this one. I think he gets a
I
pass.
just don't want to play it. Like, play against it.
I'm gonna be honest. I love beatdown decks. I'm all about it. This is definitely a pile of cards, Virgo.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
atrocious.
This is crazy.
This is horrendous.
I love it. That's what makes this is exactly what makes like Pantheon so amazing. Is that this is a deck that you could play in Pantheon.
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
is that obviously this deck has a lot of faults, and people can overcome it quite easy. But what I have found, and it was true in Commander 2, is that oftentimes there's a deck that just kind of falters and doesn't quite get there or runs out of steam, and people stop paying attention to it because the Dao Chan deck gets to level 3. Arasana's Polaris pops off and destroys everything. Something happens to take the heat off of you. And suddenly, a player's been eliminated. There's 2 players left. Their life total's gotten quite low. And suddenly, somebody like an Allen Warrior Fire deck has a moment to come back right at the end and sneak a win. So,
I can see it.
you don't always just have the best cards. Sometimes you just have to stay under the radar a little bit. Obviously, this deck's going to catch some heat at the beginning, and maybe you can really pop off against one person, but you're certainly not going to take down the whole table, especially whenever they're going to be contesting you. But again, I think if you can get maybe one player out, fall behind a little bit, you can sneak back in and maybe pop off.
I love it. Well done.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It is
Never
definitely an
never would
interesting
have
pile.
thought Tamer into Warrior.
Yeah. It didn't seem necessarily intuitive to do the Lorraine into Allen and then become a warrior again. But
Yeah.
in play, it actually functions quite well. It's just, again, you kind of start to fall behind and then you have to build back up a little bit.
See people
so,
that give you a hard time, and then you just go, well, fire and momentum you from Allen
Yeah.
Yeah.
for 13, and they go, wait a second.
Yeah.
I was just thinking to myself, Flame Sweep as level 2 Allen is hilarious.
I think I have a name for this list. We should call it Dumpster Fire Allen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's definitely that. Yeah.
We need some raccoons in here if that's the case, bro.
Oh yes,
No,
yes.
no.
This deck was running raccoons originally, and I ended up having to take them out because
dude.
I play tested
Oh.
with it, and it was
That's a
just
cardinal sin.
the deck was not able to push the issue. It was like against the flavor of the deck. The deck is very
Yeah, that makes sense.
aggro. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I had to come out.
I agree, no raccoons.
Yeah. Well, I opened the trinket, the loader trinket in foil. So I'm itching to find the deck that's going to have it. I need to find what that deck is, but this one just didn't end up being it, even though it seemed like a good fit with Alan. But all right. Well, I hate to try and kind of quash everyone's dreams here of playing all these ambitious and bombastic cards, but if you catch me in Vegas, just know I'm going to have this deck on me. So,
Boy.
After everyone's presentations and everyone has deliberated on how they feel about their contestants, it's time to start talking about how we feel about each other's decks. And I think I'll go ahead and start it off here. So I'll start with Audie here. Audie, I thought your deck was gross. I don't know, honestly, if it really functions that well. I think it can if you're left alone and you play your politics right. But if it does go off, I think I'm going to have the least amount of fun playing against it. So I think it gets too, it misses on 2 points for me. So I've got you for my list taking third. So I've got you at the bottom, unfortunately.
No, that's fair.
Terry, I've got you next. You're actually, it's kind of for, in some ways, the opposite reason. I think your deck is cracked. And you're so good at explaining it and selling it that honestly,
It was a little.
I'm
off-putting.
worried that other people are going to build it, and I'm going to see other people play it. So I think honestly maybe goes a little bit against the spirit of what I'm trying to do here, but I'm putting you in second just because I think it's so well put together that, listen, you don't need my help in selling it. You've done a great job already. So even if I don't put you in first, I don't think it's going to diminish the probability of people wanting to build it. And
Thanks.
Frostbind, not only do I think your deck was just well thought out, and like I said earlier, you have effects and synergies and they're attached to bodies, so it gets the game over with. You're helping come to a conclusion. And I think I made it really clear tonight how important that is to me that the games get over. On top of that, I thought your presentation was so cool. I thought your slide deck was incredibly done, a lot of fun. Listen, last episode, I said that I don't think anybody would ever top Valkyries, and frankly, I think your presentation was right up there with them. So I think you've done a tremendous job. So as far as I'm concerned here, I have Frostbind. I've got you sitting at the top, Terry, and then finally in third, I've got you, Joy Boy. So
Thank you.
all right,
Yeah.
Audie, Joy Boy, if you want to go next, go right ahead.
Yep. Okay. So similar to you. I also have you in third because I think your deck is gonna kill me before I get my deck online, and it's also a fire deck, which it's like a fire aggro kind of deck, which is like the antithesis of who I am as a person. So for that reason, I will give you third place in my heart. For second place, I'm going to go with Travis. I loved your presentation. It was amazing. Unfortunately, I don't love slimes very much. And so because of that, I gave you second. Also, I think your deck is also one that could just kill me before I get my game plan going, and I don't like that as well. And then Terry, I have you at first. Reanimator CL is kind of the first deck that I played in Pantheon. On top of, I really liked your presentation with the bad Photoshop. Bad Photoshop does a lot for me. I love it. And I also just think your deck is a level 3 primarily deck, and so maybe I can get away with you taking time to build your stuff, and then maybe I can build my stuff in the way. Also, I think I have a much easier time politicking with you to not interrupt my game plan, so I will give you first in my heart.
Thank you, sir. You turbo my game plan by milling me, so I appreciate it.
Yeah,
There we
truly.
go. There we go. Collusion.
Yeah. All right. Frostbind Gaming, let's have you go next. What did you think of your competitors' presentations?
Well, I guess I'll start with you. I put you and I at the bottom there, basically. I have Joy Boy at second. I agree with your sentiment on it, Murgle, where it doesn't seem very fun to play against. So a degenerate mill strategy in Pantheon, just no for me. I'd like to have fun at the table, which is why I got to give it to Terry. For a couple of reasons. One, these are supposed to be elevator pitches. If we were in an elevator and he like nudged my shoulder and just showed me like this and gave me that quick pitch, like I'd have been sold right then and there. Like between the bad Photoshop and he just sold it so well. And I have to respect the sales pitch on that one. And then just the creativity of it. I love the whole Reanimator style of deck. I really hope they make more reanimation type cards to really flesh this deck out even more. But definitely looks really fun. I'm looking forward to putting it together and playing it. But yeah, kudos, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Terry, let's have you round us out. What did you think of your fellow contestants tonight? I guess we were contestants. Yeah, it was a game show.
Yeah.
Fellow
booners. What's up, booners?
Fellow booners, yeah.
So, first off, Tamer's my favorite class. and I have to pick between 3 tamers. Unfortunately, Alan is my least favorite tamer, and that is why, Murgle, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye. No, but I love the deck. I love the beatdown. The fact that you have the warrior class bonus, I would really love to see a Alan. I imagine, like, in my brain, whenever I'm building these decks and like have these crazy thematics into Pantheon, I can like see, and I'd love to see it animated, like Alan finishing off like Audie with this giant flaming sword that he pulled out of nowhere, and just like maybe pulled it out of a dead beast and slammed it through Audie. That'd be sweet.
You only have to wait a few days and you can actually just see it in person.
Yeah. So like, I think that's really cool. After that, I have Joy Boy Audie with, okay, I love Genbu. Everybody knows that I love Genbu. In Standard, it's my favorite deck. I love Guosha. She's my favorite champion. But unfortunately, my favorite archetype in Pantheon and probably in the game altogether, it's Slimes, man. And this is Stormy. And we love Slimes. And I preach being the beatdown in Pantheon so that games end at a decent time. Because everybody wants to play these crazy level 3 decks. Everybody wants to do all the most intricate, crazy combos. But somebody needs to push the game forward. And with that, I am going to give Travis my first place. Frostbind Gaming, beautiful Slimes deck. It's one of my favorite decks to play, and I think that everybody should experience Slimes at their table. So that's my vote.
Well said. Well said. All right. So for viewers at home, down in the comments, let us know who you think deserves to win today. And here in a moment, we'll actually let you know who's going to walk away today as the crowd's favorite. All right. So I think it's pretty clear that for today, at least, I'm going to go home with 4th place. I appreciate all of you at least entertaining me today and listening to me talk about that pile. And I think it can kill people, but it's doing some outrageous stuff. In 3rd place, we have Joy Boy from Lineage Break. We've got you coming in at 3rd. We've got Terry coming home in 2nd. That means that Frostbind Gaming, you're going home as the crowd's favorite. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah. Now, this is a lot of fun. I think Slimes is a fantastic deck, and as we're really all starting to get our feet underneath us when it comes to the Pantheon format, I think you're really hitting all the notes here about what it takes to build a deck that is ambitious but well-grounded. I think the Angels was a really cool thing to add to it. I think that adds a little bit of some personality to it, and it's thinking outside the box in the right way. While it's still got at its core all that Slime stuff that really does, meld together so well. So great job today. The presentation as well was just so well done. So well deserved, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody here for participating today in the crowd's favor. I thought this was a lot of fun. I also now need to step up my game when it comes to building presentations. Terry, I saw yours at the start and I was like, this is nuts. Frostbind Gaming was kind of sandbagging his afterwards because his was even better. Sorry, Terry. His was even better. Okay. Joy Boy, I think both of you and me went for the high school. Some nostalgia there on how you do this. So I know I need to maybe, step up my game a little bit in the future. But
yeah.
Well, very cool. All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for hanging out and presenting today. I thought it was a lot of fun. Everyone, please be sure to check out their channels here. So we've got Terry with Trading Post. Be sure to check them out. Audie, Joy Boy is with Lineage Break, personally my favorite podcast.
Thank you.
Been watching since I got into the game a long time ago. Frostbind Gaming, Travis, you've really kind of made a mark for yourself, I think, quite quickly with you and your crew when it comes to making content. So we're very glad to have you here participating as well in that grind with us when it comes to making content. So great to see you here. Look forward to seeing more content from you as well. And again, our winner today. So great job. Great job to Travis, Frostbind Gaming. Great job to everyone else as well. Thank you to everybody who stuck around and watched this episode of Crowd's Favor. These episodes take a lot of work to make with regards to coordination, deck planning, schedules, and it would mean a lot if you would take a moment to hit the like button, consider leaving a comment down below, and consider subscribing. All this would mean a lot. And like I just mentioned, go ahead and check out the other creators today. They put in just as much hard work to make this episode for you, and I want to thank all of them for their dedication and their willingness to come on my channel. So with that, I'll see all of you very soon. Take care. Peace.